To help us realize these benefits fully, we need to understand the role of an abundance mindset plays in our success. If you want to scale your business in 2021 and beyond, there is one thing you need, and that is to upgrade your mindset on a nearly daily basis. It isn't your marketing, your sales, or your operations, and it is nothing to do with your digital marketing efforts and social media presence. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for us to be able to grow and scale our businesses in upgrading and consistently growing our mindset. And that is our abundance mindset, as I've referred to earlier. So we strongly believe that for any entrepreneur to be successful, an abundance mindset plays a very important role. Today, it is not just about technology or science, and we're using words like exponential technologies. We're throwing that around. I'm telling you today, that does not matter at all unless you have an abundance mindset and you view those exponential technologies and you view technology and science and the world with the right mindset. So the one thing that very successful entrepreneurs and superpreneurs like a Richard Branson and Elon Musk, Walt Disney, Steve Jobs, Andrew Carnegie, and many, many others have in common is that they do not practice a scarcity mindset. The most successful entrepreneurs have an abundance mindset. They view the world as a place of limitless opportunities, and they trust in their ability to make a positive impact. An abundance mindset is about escaping the scarcity mindset that society has created over years, over decades, and over centuries. A scarcity mindset is the mindset that the vast majority of people are stuck in as they fear there isn't enough to fulfill their dreams. If they want something, it has to be at the expense of another. There isn't enough in their world, so they are afraid to take a risk, challenge the status quo, and step outside of their comfort zone. So they see competition as a threat, and they do not share with others that help them to succeed. So I don't know who's heard of Peter Diamandis. He's a very successful entrepreneur and exponential thinker. And he has proclaimed and highlighted the importance of the abundance mindset against the scarcity mindset. I'm going to use his words here now. So I'm quoting, "Your mindset is the filter through which you see the world. It determines how you spend your time, what decisions you make, and where you invest your resources." He strongly claims that the abundant mindset can be crafted by practice. Anybody, doesn't matter with how many decades we have been influenced, and I'm talking about myself as well in this instance, anybody can craft an abundance mindset. Anybody can put and recraft and change the scarcity mindset with which we have been conditioned. Now, here's an analogy that Dr. Diamandis puts up on how to craft an abundance mindset. So some of us may not have been exposed to AI, but just quickly, on a high level, if you have been following any developments in AI, many of us have seen or heard or even experienced knowing that we can train neural nets, that is around AI, to do image recognition. The challenge, though, with these neural nets is that they're only as good as the data that feeds them. So, for example, if you show a neural net thousands of pictures of cats, I couldn't fit 1,000 cats onto this slide, and then you show them a picture of a dog, the AI algorithm will then tell you that that dog is actually a cat. It doesn't know any better. Now, why am I sharing this with you? The same is true for our brains, which are also neural nets. Go and look at the latest science. Some of us may have heard of neuroplasticity, etc. Our brains are actually also neural nets. So if we constantly feed our brains with negative perspectives, your outlook will be negative. You will not know any better. So, how are you training your neural net? And I'm asking you that question. Just take a moment to reflect with what I've shared now. How do you, on a daily basis, feed and train your neural net? If you want to share that in the chat, you're welcome, but I'm not going to ask you to do that because it could be very personal in many instances. While you are reflecting, allow me to share typical thoughts of a scarcity versus an abundance mindset. A scarcity mindset tells us that there is never enough. It tells us that I have extreme fear of change. It tells us that I will only help others only if I receive something in turn. It tends to share knowledge and information with others as they feel it will help only them against their competition. They fear risk, which keeps them from progressing to bigger and better opportunities in life. It competes to be successful. And a scarcity mindset also tells us that everyone else is doing it. So why bother trying? Now let's look at what an abundance mindset tells us. There is enough for everyone to share and there will always be more. An abundance mindset tells us, I embrace change. For me, change equals growth. An abundance mindset tells us, I want to help and collaborate with others without expecting anything in turn. It gives knowledge away, often for free, to help others succeed. It embraces risks and sees new opportunities. It collaborates to be successful, and their success tells me and shows me what I am capable of. Now, let's go back to the question where I asked you to reflect. How are you training your neural net? Mike, I don't know if anybody has shared anything about how they are training their neural net. As I said, it's optional. So, Mike, was there any sharing around that?
Liezel, I think most people are keeping it personal. From my own point of view, I like to surround myself with positivity and read a lot.
Okay, and it's also choosing what you're reading about, I'm sure, Mike.
Very much so. And then I see that Grace has actually shared with us, and she says that she sets a new challenge for herself each week, even something small.
Oh, brilliant. Yes, that's a very good way to also develop an abundance mindset, especially, Grace, if that challenge that you are setting focuses on growth and not in terms of generating any fear or any negative associations with that. Thank you to those of you who have shared. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Grace. And I hope some of you have done some great reflection here. So maybe Grace started the show with sharing some examples. So if you're more than welcome, please share in the chat other ideas you have on how you can start cultivating and developing and maybe are cultivating an abundance mindset. So we have Vedette who agrees with what Mike says. And also with what Grace says here. Any other ideas that you have on how we can cultivate and develop an abundance mindset on a daily basis? Please share some thoughts in the chat. I'm keeping my eyes on that as well. So we have reading, we have setting small little challenges on a daily basis. Something that I do every morning is I do my pre-paving for my day. So I do my love and appreciation for everyone and everything I have in my life. We've got podcasts from Yolanda. And also, Mike says, choose who you share your time and space with carefully. Absolutely, Mike. In the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it's referred to that you become, or no, it's in the chicken soup. I don't know who remembers the Chicken Soup book from the 80s and early 90s that says that you become the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Keep those kind of things in mind. Thank you very much for sharing. Let's move forward. So to take this a little bit further, Naveen Jain, an award-winning CEO and entrepreneur, challenges the notion that we live in a world of scarcity. Rather, he suggests that our primal survivalist instincts confine us to this world of scarcities, and that adopting a mindset of abundance is crucial in cutting-edge entrepreneurship. Developing an abundance mindset can make the difference between continuing to struggle or starting to thrive. So, a few key mental shifts that we can take, and I'm going to move through them quite quickly if you don't mind. Find ways to work with your competitors. Competitors aren't to be feared or ignored. Why not try talking to a few of them instead? Be open to the possibility of working together, and you might be surprised just how many opportunities you find. Celebrate other successes. You'll come away with a lot of actionable insights to grow your own business. Focus on creating more money and income streams. And I like replacing the word money with energy. Focus on creating more positive energy. Ask yourself, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, when you reflect on your week's successes, how can you increase profits from the sales you're already making? How can you build a new income stream? How can you increase the average customer value? These are all the kinds of questions to ask yourself, which places a clear emphasis on growth. And this is the point I made earlier with Grace, setting small goals every week. Pondering them will help you develop an abundance mindset. There's a floor on how much you can save, but there's no ceiling on how much you can make. Also, don't be afraid to cut ties with unreasonable customers and clients. You'll be amazed at how much energy you create by letting go of them and then replacing them with customers that support you and believe in what you do. Also, start seeing yourself as a value provider and problem solver or solution provider. A scarcity mindset limits your perspective of the value you have to offer. This causes you to miss out on opportunities to grow your business and the income that comes with them. Stop seeing yourself as just a writer, just as a marketer, or just as a developer, or just as a parent. Start seeing yourself as a value provider, problem solver, solution provider. Now that's true abundance. Also commit to a lifetime of learning and growth. I'm going to spend a few more seconds on this one. Think about the path of a typical entrepreneur. In the beginning, they do whatever it takes to learn about the industry and find customers. But somehow, even miraculously often, they start putting the pieces together and they start to bring in business. What happens after they navigate into this and through this initial learning curve? They stop learning. Now I have business, I've got customers, I've got money income coming in. Now I'm stopping to learn. I experienced an exponential learning curve, and now it tapers off. All of their time and attention goes into running their business. So entrepreneurs with an abundance mindset realizes there's always more to learn. They cannot afford to slow down or to stop learning. That key concept you learn today might not seem important now or relevant now, but it could prove invaluable in a month's time, in a year's time, when it's time for you to develop a new product or pivot your business. Remember this one. And then also a very important characteristic and element of having an abundance mindset is to commit to giving back and teaching others. Entrepreneurs with abundance mindsets realize the value in sharing their skills, knowledge, and expertise in creating a better, abundant future for themselves, for their loved ones, and for the world to drive economic development and financial inclusion. Knowledge sharing that takes place among entrepreneurs, team members, and within communities is a process of great relevance that builds ties and relationships, which in turn results in positive outcomes like business growth, like scaling your business, like developing economies, like digitizing your business, like having and developing global reach. And I can go on and on and on, but I can't. I need to stop here. Knowledge sharing is also a significant tool to build trust and collaboration with teams and with your future customers. And I get so excited about our community members who time and time show up on Fridays as guest speakers to come and share their knowledge and skills to help others succeed. And I know many of them, their businesses has exponentially grown and scaled over the few months that they've been involved with us. So I'm going to summarize the abundance mindset conversation. What you need to know is that abundance mindset creates true success. One of our biggest duties as entrepreneurs is to discover, accept, and embrace an abundance mindset. So you not only create abundance for yourself, but for others too. Just imagine how different your business will be and how great your business will look in a couple of years from now. You can make that decision right now, to start training the neural nets of your brain with more abundant thoughts. And soon, and I promise you soon, you will start experiencing extraordinary changes in your life and your business. Now, I can speak of this with such great conviction because of my own personal experience. The day I chose to commit to myself to start practicing an abundance mindset, my life started changing, and the life of my loved ones, and every single person I touch and interact with. And I know there are people in this masterclass today who can speak and witness to what I have just shared with you. So, another little interaction here. Please give me a yes in the chat if you are ready to experience a more abundant future. Just yes. Are you ready? Are you ready to, even if you are practicing some of these principles I have shared, are you ready to start experiencing a more abundant future? Mike, gosh, great, man. I've seen so many yeses coming in.
That's wonderful. They are flying in, believe me.
Oh, that's wonderful. You're making me so excited. So I apologize for overreacting here, but this is the stuff that we live for at EXO Futures Academy and the Democratizing Entrepreneurship community in Africa. So thank you so much for committing to a better and abundant life.